everyone, my name is Ambica and today I'm going to be answering one of the questions that I get asked a lot on my Instagram. So the question I get sent a lot in my DMs is about books. Yep, books. So the question that I get asked are, what books would I recommend to someone who's just getting on the journey of reading books, or my top 5 books, or my top 10 books, or the books that I would rate absolute top 10 or whatever. So you get the gist of it. I get these questions asked a lot. I will say this is a very difficult question for me to answer, given that I have been on the journey of reading books. I've been reading for a while and I have read a fair amount of books. So to choose top 2 or top 5 and just be like, these are the end all and be all of books is a little bit difficult for me. And also a little bit about my journey of reading. I started off reading a lot of non-fiction, and this was when I was a child and then a teenager. As a teenager also I was reading a lot of fiction. Then I moved on to reading a lot of non-fiction. And now I've been reading a lot of books that fall into the genre of self-help, and there are some that I do enjoy. So this is a new genre for me. I've been reading self-help books about for 3-4 years now, but I do feel like this is a newfound interest, and it is also something that I'm enjoying. I'm also finding some books are more helpful than the others. So having said that, I will say a few months ago I got asked a very similar question by a friend as well. So my friend asked me a pick of 5 books that I would recommend for him to read, and immediately only 3 books came to my mind. I don't know what the reason is, but I feel, or the way I rationalize it to myself is, I feel it has something to do with the way that these books made me feel long after even having read them. And I also feel like I read these books like in the recent past, maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. So maybe the memory of these books are higher than the ones that I read long ago. So the 3 books that I recommended, or the ones that came to my mind immediately, were: one is Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, the second one is When Breath Becomes Air, and the third one is Tuesdays with Morrie. So the reason I recommend these 3 books are because of how simple they are in reading. And by simple, I mean these books don't use very pretentious language. They're very simple, they're very sweet, and they're easy to get to and grasp the message of. I'll also break it down book by book and say the book Tuesdays with Morrie is a book about life. It's about vulnerability. It's literally a conversation between someone who's dying and someone who's trying to learn from that person. So I will highly recommend this book for that reason, because it teaches you a lot about life. And it is also a very simple, quick read. The second book is by Phil Knight, and who does not know Nike? I mean, it's a phenomenal brand. And just to know its history, it's a memoir. It is a very honest memoir, and it is written really well because the strengths and both the weaknesses have been highlighted in the book. It's a journey, and I would say this is a book which I would really recommend to any entrepreneur or someone who's getting started on that journey. The third book, When Breath Becomes Air, is a very heartfelt book. It will make you cry, it'll make you laugh. It is also a book that you will feel is unique in the sense that you learn about life from a person who's going to be dying soon, who knows about his death, being incumbent. And it is interesting to me because I also come from a background of sciences, and the writer, the author also, has found himself being someone who loves literature, but also at the same time has a science background and works in the science field. So I found that interesting in that sense. So these are the books that I would really recommend for you to read. I wouldn't want to give away a lot about these books just because I feel very annoyed when someone gets into the thick of things and talks about, like, basically just spills all the beans about the books, about the plot and everything. I don't know how you feel about spilling the beans and knowing everything about, or quite a lot about a book before you even delve into it. I absolutely don't enjoy it, so I'm going to stay away from it, and I'm not going to spill the beans for you. Having said that, I would love to know if you have read these books and what you thought of them if you have. And if you're going to be reading these books, I hope you like them. And these are the 3 books that I would say came to my mind when someone asked me the books that they should definitely read. And that's all for now. I hope you're staying safe, and I look forward to another video very, very soon with you. Thanks. Bye.